So the commissioner sent out this memo to all the teams that shockingly got leaked. And he talks about there's going to be significant punishment here, penalties for these teams if you don't let the network partners, broadcasting partners know, the media, and the opposing team. I'm looking for answers, and Jeff Van Gundy, ESPN, ABC, NBA analyst, is here to provide those answers. All right, so what did the commissioner accomplish yesterday, Jeff, with this memo to all the teams?
Well, I'm not sure. I think you have to wait and see what comes out of it. But I do think that Adam Silver and the league now is as player-friendly and team-friendly as any commissioner you would ever see in sport. And right now, those players and teams are not giving back to him the respect that he and the league deserves. And so I think he has to wield a hammer, much like David Stern would, and maybe even overreact, because I don't think his caring and kindness is being reciprocated right now.
All right. Is there a solution?
Yeah, play the games that you're healthy to play. Yeah, that's a solution. This idea, I saw LeBron James and Kyrie Irving say yesterday, it's unavoidable. No, it's not. No, I've watched it with my own eyes. Guys play basketball. There are no victims here, just volunteers. And you signed up to play 82 games knowing what pro basketball requires, and so now fulfill your responsibility and play the games you're healthy enough to play. It's not a complicated, ESPN put out this statement yesterday I read, it's a complex issue. No, really, it's not. It's not. If you're healthy, you play. This is what you signed up for. To expect as a player to get paid for 82 games when you want to play 70 is not right. If we think as a league now that things have changed so much that 82 games is not doable, then the league should schedule, 60 games, and the player should take and the owner should take a 1/3 cut. But to expect fans to pay for a substandard product is wrong.
Did the Spurs invent this, Jeff?
Well, it sort of evolved, Dan. Like 20 years ago, teams would sit guys out maybe the last game or two of a season right before the playoffs. And so, it's not like nobody ever rested. Remember Pat Riley I think they got fined way back when he was with the Lakers. I don't think he brought Magic Johnson to Portland for a game late in the year. That used to be the norm, and it used to be considered okay. I'm not sure I even agree that's okay. But what's happened is the expansion of the rest is now to such a point where, hey, people are resting guys in the first month or 2 months of the season, not just late in the season. So it's evolved and it's grown, and unless somebody puts a stop to it, and only really can the owners, the players, and the commissioner do anything about it. They've got to get together and understand partnership connotates caring about the other people in the situation. So I was really troubled by LeBron James saying there's nothing the NBA can do because they shouldn't be put in the position to have to do. He should understand, I'm one of the guys that people pay tickets to see. It's my obligation to play when I'm healthy.
Talking to Jeff Van Gundy, ESPN, ABC, NBA analyst. But if you're coaching now, Jeff, and you have a couple of players that are tired, or that you've had a lot of minutes here, or you've been on an 8-day, 8-game road trip, or whatever it might be, how do you tell your players, I know you're tired, or I know you're banged up, but I need you to play for this game against the Clippers on Saturday night on ABC?
Well, first of all, they weren't playing, they had a day off. They flew out after their game Thursday night against Utah. They flew directly from Cleveland after the game. So they landed there, Friday. These guys, LeBron James is an incredible athlete, and when he plays exceptionally well. So the idea that he couldn't be ready to play that game, it's far different. That situation was far different than the Golden State San Antonio game. As a coach, I do think, though, if a guy says to you, hey, listen, I don't feel I can help you tonight, I understand why a coach would sit him out. What I disagree with is that LeBron James was upset with their decision. If he wanted to play, he would have been on the floor.
Yeah. But also trying to understand when somebody, if I'm the NBA and I'm saying, wait a minute, who's sitting out? And then how do you have a note from your doctor that says Kyrie is really injured or sick, or Kevin Love is really sick or injured? I don't know how you enforce this other than to guilt the players and the owners and the GM and the coach to say, put your best product out there because we have to think big picture here, guys.
Yeah, that's the start. And then listen, you can go into having independent doctors and all that. Really, there are only about 20 guys that fans pay to see. The other fans, the other players are interchangeable, not in play, but in, ticket sales. So you're only asking, X amount of players. Listen, if Tristan Thompson, and he's a very good player, if he decides to break his streak and sit out a game, I don't think you're going to hear about fans saying it's wrong. It's the greats, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James. That's who the NBA markets. That's what they say. Come and watch these great athletes. And so when fans buy tickets to those games, they should expect to see those players if they're healthy. Now, every fan understands the difference between being disappointed over a real injury and feeling outrage over being ripped off when they just choose not to play. I think fans understand sometimes there's going to be health issues.
When were you guys told that the big three were sitting out the Clippers game?
I think that was like maybe an hour before the game, in that neighborhood. But to me, it's not about us. It is a business thing, though. Our ratings were down from last year's same date. I think it was 71%, which, as you know, Dan, you're better media guy than I would ever hope to be business-wise, is like that translates into real money. And so a lot of the money being generated is off the backs of the fans and the backs of the TV deal. I think we pay $1.4 billion a year to the NBA. And if I was Bob Iger and John Skipper, I'd be asking for a rebate right now.
Well, I wonder if the collective bargaining agreement was up this year and these guys had to play nice with the networks that, everybody cashed in here, in the off season. You had guys, everybody got paid. And then all of a sudden, you got these guys who all of a sudden are sitting out. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to enforce it. I think we're all on the same page. It's disappointing. And you're not going to grow the game if kids can't tune into a Saturday night game because they don't have school the next day and the big three aren't playing against the Clippers. It's just it doesn't help the long-term growth of this league.
Well, it doesn't. And, again, the thing I don't understand anybody who disagrees is that this is what they signed up to do, to play professional basketball, knowing full well they played 82 games forever. And I'm all for a shorter season. Listen, it is a hard and demanding job without question. But if we need to lower the number of games, I'm all for it. I think it would be a better product. Let's play 65 games. Let's totally eliminate back-to-backs and then get paid commensurate to that. I also think that the max salary is wrong because LeBron James should be paid $100 million compared to, this artificial max that we have in. So, listen, I understand, the idea that maybe 82 games doesn't suffice anymore. And so I'm for shortening the season. To me, though, you have to be willing to take less money if you're a player or an owner or a coach or a GM for the shorter season. You can't have it both ways. You can't get paid for 82 games and show up for 70.
What's your next nationally televised game?
I am on the way to Salt Lake City for the riveting and fascinating Utah Jazz playing the New York Knicks.
I hope everybody shows it. Well, it may not matter if everybody shows up.
Well, no, listen, like that, the next Saturday, though, we have James Harden and Sunday, we have James Harden and Russell Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
And they played every game. And so it really depends on the mentality of the player. Thankfully, this Sunday we have two guys who want to play and feel the obligation to play to their teams, to their fans, and so should be a great game.
Safe travels. Thank you, Jeff. Tell Brini and Mark Jackson we said hello.
You will.
That's
No
Jeff Van Gundy. Everything sounds good in theory. Problem is, I don't know if anybody's going to say, I'll take less money here. Less games, less money. Continental Tire, Coach's Corner, brought to you by Continental Tire, designing tires to get you where you need to go. They got award-winning tires, Eco Plus technology, gain you miles, save you money. The true contact to cross-contact tires. They have a tire for what you do. Continental Tire is a proud supporter of the Dan Patrick Show. For more information, visit continentaltire.com.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.